Okay, we have our next guest on Ask an Archer. We have Alberto Zagami, who is the assistant coach to the national coach at ArcheryGB at the moment. Thank you for joining us, Alberto.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem, no problem. I know you're a very busy guy, so we've had a bit of trouble tracking you down, but thank you for giving us your time. Just for those who are not aware of you, I know you've done some recent webinars on ArcheryGB for coaches and archers, which have been very, very useful. I attended the last two, so they've been very good. You know, the video analysis and, you know, what to look for. If you just give us a brief rundown of your current role at ArcheryGB and where you sit in the whole, you know, Performance Institute.
Okay, being assistant coach, assistant to the national coach, basically I write down the Olympic preparation programs. I write them down individually. My job is periodizing and managing the periods of load and deload in order to deliver the athletes informed, ready for the events at the best we can. I liaise and coordinate with the other support science staff of the EAS, so the strength and conditioning coach and the physio.
Excellent, excellent. I'm actually currently doing my level 3 county coach course. Obviously, it's on a slight break at the moment with COVID. But one of the topics that we do cover is periodization, which you mentioned, which I find is very interesting. So, kind of in a nutshell, can you briefly describe to people who don't know what periodization is in terms of archery, and does it only occur in archery, or is it in all sports?
In all sports, mostly in various forms. A periodized plan is what the structure, what the skeleton of a season of an athlete is, an athlete or a team. That depends by the sport of reference. To make it simple, to put it simple, a periodized plan is a drawing that tells you when we need to go uphill, when we need to climb the mountain of loading up our reserves of energy, so-called, and when it is time to deload, so to go downhill, facilitating then the dismissal of the stress of the training period and the performance to happen.
Mm-hmm. So do you work only on an annual basis, or is it, for example, you know, you're working with elite archers, so are you working from one Olympic period to another, so every 4 years? What's the time range?
Well, that depends by the kind of project. At Olympic level, yeah. At Olympic level, I work in quadriennials, so in 4 years per time. But that doesn't mean that a plan may not be written down on a yearly basis. Effectively, we write it down on a yearly basis, but the outline plan, it is based on a 4-year period. I do also work privately though, because I am also self-employed and I'm a strength and conditioning coach. So depending on the sports, I also plan on a minimum period available, which could be 6 months, to the maximum period available, which may be a long-term development project. Mm-hmm. I always tend not to engage in anything which is smaller than 6 months of conditioning. And even when it comes to 6 months of conditioning, my advice is to make sure effectively that the athlete to the sport we are going to condition has a solid background, so that your intervention is to some extent marginal, because in 6 months only, we do not tend to achieve much.
So at any one time, how many athletes would you be working with on a one-to-one basis?
Well, okay, last year it was the whole Group A and Group B of the national squad before it became Olympic team. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty much 6 men, 6 women about, yeah,
Okay.
of 6 men, 5 women, I think. So 10 or 11.
Right.
Plus the youth squad, a few of the youth squad, which I might have. So at that moment in time, I was writing down 12 individual programs, plus a few privates,
Right.
plus a few private consultancies that I do.
So that's certainly you certainly had your work cut out there.
This year, I've been directed more my services on to the.
Yeah. So that's certainly you know a lot of work. I mean, just to work with a couple of you know archers or athletes, you have to know a lot about their lifestyle, their food, things like that. To what extent do you have to really know about their personal life when you are working out a periodization plan for them?